Good morning, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the Nicholas County Board of Education Special LSIC meeting Tuesday, November 12th. And at this time, please stand for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. We have 4 students from Golly River that's going to lead us in the pledge today. Hey, the purpose of our meeting today is to hold LSIC reports or to hear LSIC reports from Golly River Elementary, Lake Creek Elementary, Nicholas County High School, Nicholas County Career Technical Center, and Cherry River Elementary School. So at this time, Golly River.
Say that I'll be talking about several things in academic wise instruction. And then we have several other employees that will talk about our ISL incentives, our attendance, and our summer school and after school. So to start out, our strategic plan and board report has been covered at our last 2 LSIC meetings on September 30th and November 6th. These are our members. And hopefully everybody has a copy. So I won't read everything. This is my first year at Golly River Elementary, so I've had to do quite a bit of research to see data-wise where we are academically. So the first part of this is the summarized results of the WVDSA. And I start with 3rd grade. And you can see this is just percentage of students who are on level or above. This was our last year's 3rd grade, so our turn of 4th grade. Last year's 4th grade, so our turn of 5th grade. And the averages, this class was pretty close to state average. And then last year's 5th grade, and this is GLA. And of course, these students went on to the middle school, also pretty close to the state average. And then in math, our 3rd grade results summarized for the GSA. 4th grade, as you can see, we're working with a lot to work with there. And so we have a lot of strategies and we've done a lot of intervention to work on some of these skills. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then 5th grade, and those are the students. And you can see where our weaknesses are. Measurement, data, and geometry, which is a weakness for the whole state, but definitely a weakness for us. So that's one thing that we're going to focus on. And then that's our balanced scorecard. So with that said, we need to move the needle for Golly River Elementary. So we've been working really hard since the beginning of school, and all the data that I have to give you is from August. That was last year's, obviously at the end of the year. The data I have to give you today is from when we started school to today, and we've been looking at multiple things. One, analysis for focus, the teachers, myself, and other staff have worked together to look at our weaknesses. We've looked at ISL data, STAR data, and GSA data. And these are our weaknesses, the things that we need to focus on, reading literary text. In some grades, that was high, but in other grades, it was really a weakness. Writing and language, grammar and mechanics, measurement, data and statistics, modeling and problem solving, and using mathematics reasoning. Now, if you've read board reports from Valley River the last 2 months, you've seen the standards that we are focusing on. So in our PLCs and on our PL day, we looked at our standards, which ones that were weaknesses for Valley River and ways that we're going to address them. I'll talk about that. Mrs. Whitehall blessed me with this book, and if you haven't read it, I really recommend the 4 Disciplines of Execution for Educators. And we are probably midway in to applying these principles to Valley River Elementary. The 4 disciplines start with a wildly important goal. So you create a wildly important goal that supports your county's goals. And then the classroom teachers or classrooms create a goal that supports the school goal. And then the students create goals that support the classroom. So we're all on the same page, we're all moving in the same direction, and we all feel the accountability of having a goal. The county's goal is that the EL students will improve in ELA from 39% to 42% on the GSA. So our goal is that our 3rd grade students from September to April, at least 80% of the students will be one level, or 100% of the students will make a 100 points progress on IXA. So our teachers created goals that supported that goal. Health departmentalized, some did ELA and some did math, because they were able to focus on those things. And those were IXL goals. And then our student presentation will talk about that more specifically when she comes up. Our students have created a goal. Each student has created a goal that is specific to them, and it's just progress that they display on their block. So we don't put specific scores out, just progress. So they have a goal of progress. Eventually, as we work through this, we hope to have very specific goals for students. So if it's a grammar goal for a student, whatever their weakness is, we hope that they will have a specific goal and that they track themselves. And like I said, Mr. Davis will talk about that. We also have developed professional learning communities that are all data-driven and all for increasing academic success. We have PBIS committee, which our PBI committee has been in 3 training sessions at Flatwood already this year at the PBI Academy. We have a student and staff support committee, and if you looked at the board reports, you've seen that the student and staff support committees have come up with all the ideas so far for our RBA party, which is responsible behavior academy, that we have for the support behavior. And we'll talk about that a bit later. We have hospitality, beautification, safety, and then vertical teams. So our teachers meet and look at the data and analyze the data. They send a report in every time they meet about data. They are often looking at students who are far behind or trending backwards on ISF. So that's something that we noticed and that we wanted to really drive home, is that students are really taking it serious. Sometimes when you get on the iPad and don't think about it as academics. And so now we're seeing an improvement in that because students are taking that seriously. They have that goal, they can see that goal, and they are checking their data every week. We are looking at their data once a month. Our strategies are the lead and lag measures. That's the second part of the 4 disciplines of execution, and lag measures are our goals. We want to improve by 100 points. The lead measures are measures that you can monitor every day, and you can see if you're moving the needle on those measures. And I'll show you some of the things that we're doing and that we're looking at to see that we're moving that needle a little bit at a time. Small group instruction, intentional standard-based instruction. Again, I mentioned that earlier. We talked about standards. We talked about Bloom's taxonomy. So we use the vocabulary, remember, understand, apply, evaluate, and look for those vocabularies in the standards so that the teachers are teaching those standards at the highest level possible. And then we have the standards-based walkthrough, and there's a new walkthrough form that's being developed at the board office. So we've done a training on that for last principals meeting. We have the after school program and summer program, Camp Bobcat. I'll show you some data from that. Sequence Story, Hagerty Phonics, Apple Classroom, Seesaw. We have attendance incentives that Ms. Liz Bragg will talk to you about in a bit. And then differentiation in all grades with the incorporation of Title I interventions and special education. So every student is in a small group every day. Well, let me correct that. 3 days a week our Title I interventionists are here, but we do small groups every day. Reflex math and then number talks. Reflex math is new, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Teachers have had a lot of professional development. A lot of this has come from our TAC, Ms. Jennifer Mao, and she is full-time here. And she's done a lot of professional development with teachers and then done some modeling with those things. So Apple Classroom, Seesaw, You Fly. We've had the Reveal Match visit us, and then we sent some teachers to Richwood to do some training on number talks. They did it in the last year as well. Reflex Math is a fact fluency program that Jennifer Mount wrote and received a grant for, and so she's currently working with that so that we use it to fidelity to see if it improves our students' math fact fluency. She's also worked with classroom writing strategies, digital interactive calendar. We do PBIS mini lessons, and that comes from me, and that's just a couple times a week. That on Teams, I send out a mini lesson, and then we get feedback through a survey. We're sending teachers to the West Virginia Reading Conference, and we have 4 teachers in the Sydney to do teacher training, wellness training, CPR first aid, PBIS Academy, as I mentioned before, and then our PLC, as I mentioned before, we targeted that. In our small group instruction, another strategy that we have to move the needle is we created a master schedule to allow for ELA and math small group instruction for everybody. The differentiation in small groups are flexible, so they're monitoring and using the screeners. We'll talk about those in a minute as well to determine where the students need to be, what group that they need to be. Multiple levels are addressed, so not only we're doing reteach remediation, but also on level and acceleration for those students who are above level. I ensure that these happen through walkthroughs, our PLC discussions, and then lesson plan review because small group is documented in lesson 1. And our interventionist use the Hagerty Phonics Screener, McGraw-Hill Phonics Screener for students, and then also Star Reader, Star Math data was used to drive the instructional decisions about where students will be and what groups that they will be in. These small groups address at-risk learners through classroom differentiation and intervention groups and resource classes. So special ed is also doing small group. IXL, as you all know, is an adaptive program. It diagnostically identifies students and where they're at and work with them individually. So our teachers use it that way, but they also use it because it's attached to our standards to assign lessons that are on level, on grade level that are attached to our curriculum. Reflex Math, as we mentioned before. And then it's worth mentioning Ms. Jennifer Mall again. She provides extensive opportunities for extra skill practice, extension activities, and application of skills when she works with the teachers specifically and then models those things in the classroom. So I put these snapshots here of IXL, and this is what I mean by moving the needle just a little bit, and this is only from our first snapshot, which was finished September 20th to current. So as in the last couple of days, as of Friday, because that's the last time, that students were on. So about 6 weeks, and you can start to see that there's some progress. I can't wait until we see a lot of green on there, but you see the red start to disappear. Those are our students who are far below. That's the ELA overall. Reading, vocabulary, and a writing strategy. You can see that's a weakness. Grammar mechanics, same. But it is moving. So we have 58% of our students that are above the national average in these IXL norms in ELA. And this is just a graph to show you our growth statistics. And like I said, this is 6 weeks. So if we can continue making this kind of progress, then we should be able to make a decent amount by April. This shows the above level students, then the on level. And that's what we wanted to do. I mean, we wanted to go up here and then go down on the other side. So we had 6 students move to from on level to above level. We had 13 move from below level to on level. And then we had no change in below level, but really those came up because we had 10 move from far below to below. And like I said, that's in 6 weeks. Some of those students may have been on the bubble, but it's 100 points to move to the next level. And reasonably, students will gain 10 points per month. That's what we're asking them to do. We've seen some, we've seen a few that trend backwards, but we've seen a lot of students who've made 100, 140 points growth. So there's a lot of factors that are in play there, but taking it seriously makes a big difference. Then with our math, you can look and you can see that each section starting to remove those far below and some of those below level numbers and operations. Algebra and algebraic thinking. Fraction seems to be a strength, but we're still working on that for the 5th grade. Geometry and measurement, which is a weakness for our school, our county, and our state. So math, statistics, probability. And in math, we have 62% of our students that are above national average on these national ones. And we made a little more progress in math in ELA, and you can see the students that have moved. Like I said, in the last 6 weeks, we've had 7 moves from one level to above level. Now, that's not the total, that's how many have moved up. And then 15 from below level to on level. And then we had 6 moved from far below, 16 from far below to below level. So hopefully we can continue to make that level of progress, and if every 6 weeks we can move that many students, then we should be able to make a big difference. So this is just a visual, and you've been reading the board reports, you've seen these left overall growth in IXL. And you can see our students at this point have mastered almost 8,000 skills. That's plus 3,362 since October 14th. And then they have almost 10,000 skills that are proficient. Now, IXL is not the only thing we're doing, but IXL is great for data. So I just want to say that real quick. And then they've added 4,069 skills since October 14th as being proficient. This is something I want to talk about that I noticed, I found in IXL, that's data that I was very pleased with. Oftentimes you see that summer slide with students when they are not engaged or they're home and they come back and maybe they've lost a little bit. But we do have a strong after school program and Mrs. Fox will talk to you about that in just a minute. A strong summer school program. And so I called it the summer climb in every grade except for math in 5th grade, we saw progress. over the summer, students making progress over the summer. So if it's outlined in red, that PLA outlined in white is math. This was first grade. This was their progress from the end of the year until the snapshot in September. Second grade, third, fourth, and fifth. So in fifth grade math, so we started doing some digging. Our big question was, why do we see a decline? But we, out of almost 50 students, we only have about 7, right? 7 participate in some. As they get older, they sometimes there's less and less participation, and I think that they just participate somewhere else. Okay, this time, Mrs. Staley's going to share with you about our IXL goals and incentives. And then Ms. Bragg will talk about attendance, and Mrs. Cox will talk about after school. And if there's time, we'll talk about behavior.
So for IXL, that's what we're kind of focusing on right now. And IXL has a lot of incentives already built into the program. There's live classroom, they bring jams, and the kids absolutely love it. But there's some kids that we saw trending backwards, and we figured out that the reason that they're, well, actually called IXL to ask them why our students might be trending backwards, and they told me that if they don't make their SMART score of at least an 80, between 80 and 100, it doesn't progress. So the students that are answering 2 or 3 questions, they get a little ribbon on their IXL and then they move on. Well, that's not helping them. So their scores actually go back. So we decided as a school that we would use IXL incentives that are built in, but actually give students more of an incentive. So every student has one of these on their locker and they're color coded. They track their own progress. They can see when they grow by 10 in second grade, and I recommend it to first grade that they do it also, and I think they're going to. I actually put increments of 10 on the bottom line so that my students can circle when they get 10. They receive a new goal sheet at the end of the month if they've made their 10 points for that month or more. And they get to go to the office and they get to pick a prize. We have incentives for the plus 10 and the plus 20 and then 30 or more. And the kids really bought into it. They love it. They're like, when can we go get our prize? When can we go get our prize? So I think being able to see it and track it themselves, hopefully, we're not going to go back. We also have monthly award assemblies. And that's where the entire school comes in, and we just sit in a big circle, and they cheer each other on. We have IXL reading awards, 2 per class, IXL math award, 2 per class, and that is left up to the teachers if they want to do progress or if they want to do highest score. It doesn't. There's no criteria. Teachers get to choose that. We have Citizenship Award, which is, I think it's 2 per class. And then the WOW Award are just students that wow you every day. They're always doing the right thing, or they really grasp the concept and, you know, they're the ones that kind of make you remember why you have this job. Outstanding Improvement Award is 2 per class. And then the Principal's Award, we decided to do Student of the Month. We changed it to Principal's Award, and there's 1 per class every month for that. They have any questions about our music?
Okay, as you all know, we have a huge focus on improving our attendance. We have our new slogans, attendance matters 9 days or less for school success. And we really tried to integrate it into what we're doing here at Golly River. Am I coming back?
Maybe they just made a minute long.
Okay. Okay, here. So our, LSIC committee, our first committee, we talked about attendance, and we came up with this idea, it kind of expanded an idea that we had already floated out there, rewarding parents for getting the children to school on time every day. And so we made this little flyer, we posted on Facebook, and we've also, over the summer, I've done a grant with Nicholas County Community Foundation, and we did get some of the grant, and I'm happy to say, so this will help supplement what all the schools are doing in the county. But what we're doing here is, every month, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live drawing specifically for parents. And parents are really getting into this. I was seeing comments on Facebook, so I'll get you next month. And so we're hoping to see a change and improvement. So, Sian and Tony, was their Friday, they donated an oil change. That's like $76 in cost. Maloney's has donated gift cards. Walmart is going to give us an actual turkey. I thought they were going to use a coupon to get the turkey, but Friday when I was there, they literally wanted to give me a turkey. I said, "Oh, I have to come back for that." I don't want to carry a 20-pound turkey around for 2 weeks. So I got to go back and get that. But we're going to do this Facebook Live drawings for parents. We hope to do this every month and reward families for getting their kids to school on time every day, and for them to schedule appointments on days when there's no school, that causing the calendar we've given them, and that kind of thing. So, in your handout, you should have, maybe you can sometimes it just, see a graph. We looked at attendance for the month of September and compared it to the month of October. And we are seeing a shift. Class. There. So what I did, I pulled this information up in Rebus, and in September, we had 160 kids that were the 95.1% club and above. In October, we increased that to 173 kids. So we hope over the course of the year to see the red go down, which it did from September to October. We went down 5 students that pulled themselves up. We hope to see this continue to pull up into the green. The way we're doing the monthly incentives is if the kids don't get it 1 month, they can focus on the next month, not on the year to date. Because so if we do that, kids, if they have to miss 5 days in September, they're not going to be eligible for anything. So just for the month at a time. And we hope over the course of the year to see more of our kids pull over into the green versus, and we want to see that red decrease. The students, we're doing a weekly competition. These kids will kill for 5 minutes of extra recess. So every week, the highest percentage of attendance in the 95.1% category and above gets 5 minutes of extra recess. Their classroom gets the trophy, and they get to brag for that week that they won. We're also doing rag tags at the awards today. We partnered with Foodland here in Craigsville. They are going to, every month, allow us to give the coupon to kids who are in the 95.1 category and above, a coupon for a free cookie. They can go to Foodland and get their free cookie while they're in the shop at Foodland. So that was a great community partnership that we were pretty excited about getting. And we're also wanting to start some tangibles for student drawings. So we want parent drawings and student drawings at the same time. So we're rewarding both for being present and in the school. So I broke down in your graph, I broke down by class, or you can add the numbers. I was pretty happy with preschool this year because we have, well, we're down a little bit in October, but we have 24 kids and we only have 6 who are chronically active. That's a huge improvement from last year because of, when we presented last year, we had almost 50% absenteeism rate for preschool students. So something's working. And if you can see each of our classes, we have a little bit of a problem for some reason. Second grade and first grade, but we worked on that because there were several illnesses, but we're going to be tracking that by month. Again, we hope to see the grade go down, grade go up. That's our goal and what we're doing. And Monica. Oh, you have any questions?
I just want to brag on my summer school and after school program. We have biggest amount of attendance here at the up to grades learning environment. I have 71 to 87 students a day, and my average is 80. So my students are excellent. Miss Goldie, the cook, has to cook for these students every day, one person. And I kind of look at us, if you think about the medical profession, you have MDs who focus on the illness. We have the DOs who focus on the illness and the whole person. Here at Garden River Elementary, we focus on academics, but we also focus on the whole child and the family. We do social, emotional, and behavioral all. So we want to make sure that they're actually enjoy coming here for meeting their needs of their needs as well as their academic needs. I think that's about all I have to say. It was a great program, I guess. It's all lovely come. I don't need to show you like data or anything, just that we have lots of kids every day that we take care of and meet their needs. That's what we're here for. And every person in the school has my personal phone number. If they have a problem or anything they need, they just call me night or day, and we try to get things worked out. But I think that this budget put some things in here for us. We had several things that we had a number, all of our students, not just like from students, but from parents and community. I do have an activity every month, and I have a flyer that I want to give you that shows you the things that we do. We had our grandparents, instead of just having donuts for grandparents and then come in, we actually did an activity. I gave every family dice, and I fixed up a sheet and showed the lower grandparents, but the lower grade students, they could roll the dice and add them, and the older grade kids, they could multiply them, so they actually had something that they could take home. We also had Candyland math and reading, and I actually fixed up cards that went with math problems or sight words for lower and upper, or technical words for our upper grade students, and they had to answer the question or read the word before they could draw and participate in the game Candyland. So they were able to find, do that. But if you'll notice, this right here, that was actually a parent that sent me that picture about a week later and said, thanks, because every night we do his spelling words and his sight words on Candyland. So it's actually working. And that's what we do, is involve our parents and students to learn at school and at home. Okay. Any questions you have for me? And I want to talk about the kids.
I'll be very quick with this. Again, this has been in every board report. We tracked our behavior data specifically, and I'll give credit to Mr. Jimmy Marsh for training me how to do this and use the Responsible Behavior Academy with the students. So this is the latest downloaded data, and you can see where the behaviors are occurring and what level they're occurring. This is what level. So we have level 1, 2, or 3. The teachers at Valley River in the last year, in partnership with Amber Lemon, made a behavior matrix, the levels, and basically a flow chart on how to deal with each specific behavior. And then what happens. And then our data will break it down what the behaviors are. And this is important. The PBIS analyzes this data every month to look at what our most prevalent behaviors are so that we can address them appropriately. And we do have some consistent behaviors of level 1, which are off task, following directions. And then level 2 is horseplay. So we have 300 students at Valley River Elementary. So we do have a lot of bodies here, and you'll see in just a moment that most of those horseplay is in fact on the playground. And then level 3 behaviors, and that's physical aggression or fighting. So one of the things that we've done and to work on those is our school counselor and then our behavioral health educator, so our school counselor, Jamie Harlan, and then Kasha Russell with us are working together to do those lessons on conflict resolution and how to resolve problems without fighting or being aggressive. And that's our level. We have a multi-tiered system of support. And so that's the tier 3. So it's not everybody is fighting. There's just a few that have, but we're working really hard to establish our tier 1 practices with CATS, which is our behavior matrix. And I'll show you that in a moment. But this is the settings of behavior occurrences. And of course, it's going to be higher in the classroom because they spend more time in the classroom. But you can see where those are. It was 88% in the classroom in September. It was down to 77. We do use Responsible Behavior Academy to hopefully incentivize the students. Every month, the student just doesn't have a level 2 or level 3 referral, then they get to participate in an RBA party or an RBA activity. This was our first RBA party, and they absolutely love getting to see this page. Last for October, we had a variety of things for students to do. Some had extra recess, some did craft. So there are multiple things. Again, that was in the board report. The students who don't earn an RBA party, they go together, K through 2 and 3 through 5, to a different room, and they practice, they talk about the behavior, they do a think sheet, what the behavior was, and what a better choice would be next time, because our goal is restorative discipline. Our goal was not to just say, we're going to dangle a carrot in front of you if you want you to earn this, because there's some common and tier 3 behaviors that you don't just fit by that. So we've had really amazing lessons from the teachers. And so a teacher from each level has volunteered each time to do it. And they rotated in because the first set of teachers and Amber Lewis did it, and they recommended that everybody get to experience that and make a connection with some of those kiddos that are not able and have not earned Responsible Behavior Academy activity or party. And so these are a lot of things that we have done, and I mentioned a few of them already, to promote and enhance PBIS. And since we started those, our referrals have increased by 20% from September to October. And one of the things our teachers that all have our behavior matrix CAP, and there's one behind the TV here, but you can see them all throughout our school. C is for character, A, attitude, T, time to pass, and S, safety. We talk about it over and over and over in every environment that we go into. We remind the students about past. Mr. Lawrence and his students created video, what's appropriate, cast, how do you act with character in the lunchroom, how do you have appropriate time to pass in the classroom, on the bus, etc. And this is just a visual in the classroom, so if a teacher catches student exhibiting good character, they put a sticker at the end of the month, they take this home. This is just as much for the teachers and educators as it is for the students, because sometimes you have those students who are always phenomenal and they fly under the radar, and you can look back and see, hey, that kid's good every single day, and I don't see any sticker on character. So that's for all of us. Also, we implemented the second step social emotional learning curriculum, and April Clendenin, our school psychologist, has trained teachers on that. And our counselor, Mrs. Tammy Garland, is working with lessons with the teachers to do those lessons. And then last but not least, she has a kindness initiative for the students to follow, and the teachers have kindness certificates to give to the students when they catch them doing these things on here or just any act of kindness in general. All right. Any questions?
Thank you, Christy. Appreciate it.
For that in depth, because I figure if I send those board reports every week, every month, you pretty much know what's going on.
We've looked at it.
So mine's to know the view.
Thank you all.
All right, so you've got this, a copy of this. So, first one is changes that has taken place in our school this year. We have different things, there's Danielle Shaw, which is a great job. It's a small room, so it's kind of get weaned into our school. We've got down one interventionist rather than two. The ALC is using our school in the evenings, right now. They have one class, they're using one classroom. I think they're gonna have to start using two now, split the high school kids. High school and middle school. And we got some whole new parking lot patch. We're needing stuff, but we'll back. Next is, just a tour from our, TSA test this year, like past year. This is, fourth grade this year, so it'll be third grade results last year, but it's fourth grade this year. ELA and math. And then we have fourth grade last year, which is fifth grade this year. And then this kind of sums it up in review, which shows you third grade results from last year, which is our fourth grade this year with lowest. They are our problem class this year. This is our star results at the beginning of the year on our first
STAR test. And again, you'll see that, fourth grade, our fourth grade is our has the biggest percentage below the 50% top. So there are lowest class this year. And then here's our first snapshot of the ERA math for IXL. And again, you'll see fourth grade has the most red there. So Ms. Cole has her work cut out, but she is a great teacher. She had that really high score last year in GSA for the grade. So I think we'll be good. It shows, as I said, GSA indicates that the fourth grade is class to be close to line in math and reading. And all the STAR results also indicate that, as well as the ISL. It shows that the fifth grade, our fifth grade class this year is the class that has the least needs, which was the fourth grade last year, that was Cole, so she brought it up a lot. And the STAR results also indicate that fifth grade has the highest scores. The ISL indicated that the fifth grade is the highest in reading, and the third grade had the highest scores in math. The way we're addressing the assessment results in the interventions is addressing reading, because she works with the fifth grade, since she has 5, works with the first grade, 5 on second grade, 3 in third grade. And she has 8 students in fourth grade, but that's 2 different groups that she works with. So she takes 4 and 4. She's going to take all 8 at one time. And then she has 2 students in the fifth grade, and those are 2 have bilinguals. And then Mr. Hannah, who is our PE teacher, he actually has a time period that he can work with math. It's great teaching math. So he pulls 2 days a week, takes third grade, a group of third graders that are concepts that they're not getting at that point in time. And then he takes fourth grade 2 days a week, and then fifth graders 1 day, small groups. So it just rotates. It's not the same kids all the time. It just depends on what kids are needing what at that point in time. And then we had 9 SAC meetings with the board, and we are ready this year for testing. Our attendance this year, we have 122 students, which is 108 on campus, 14 kids are fun, which they're into our program. Our daily attendance adds up the third month report by Matt Williams, was 96.85%. It was up by 2.69% from this time last year. 13 students were considered chronically absent due to COVID. One child has had seizures. She's had 3 seizures. Like missed quite a few days. We have 1 student that's on the Parkinson's campus, and he's sick for quite a while, and he's back this week now. And then his sister had to miss some days to be in hospital with the mother. And then the 2 are friends are fun, so we don't have any control over them. And our staff attendance total for staff, service, and professional personnel, 36.5 total days so far, with 15.5 days for each teacher. Student achievements, literature fair, we have 6 first place winners at the school level, 2 first place winners at the county level, 1 first place and 1 third place winner at the regional level. And our students ratings, they change in for Jacob. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, we all know, but the little boy with the heart and wants to be big. And they brought donations, outside donations, they brought in well over $3,000. And our celebrating reader is up and running, which is where they read books and take tests that goals. And if it was those goals, they basically do their part along the wall. We have 7 out of 108 students up on the wall at this time. 83 students participated in our read out today, and 81, which is 75% of the students got to attend the enrichment activity for the first 9 weeks of their attendance, which is if they don't miss three days, they don't miss 3 days or are not tardy 3 days total, then they get to attend enrichment attendance every 9 weeks. Our Parent engagement opportunities and school achievements, and our amounts are at 71.2% parent attendance. We've trained 18 parent volunteers. At our grandparents' lunch, we had a reading activity with the grandparents. We had 180 grandparents in attendance. We set up monthly math stations because our math scores were a little low in certain areas. So we have a math station for K1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their hallways each month. And they could write their answer on a little piece of paper, put it in the bin, and then at the end of the month, look at it, and whoever has the most correct answer wins a little prize. So the first month was that information to let them understand what it's all about. Then the second month, October, was measurement, and then this month we're doing math riddles. Like one is a circle that says how many sides does a circle have? 2 inside and outside. And there, I saw today that one of the girls got 1, 2, 3, 4. She got it 4 strikes, but just making you think. We had our read about programs in place to get the readers come in, grade K3 weekly to read. We had our first LSIC meeting on September 20th. There's Disability Awareness Week. Got those words back, sorry. I went around to each class and read the book to ask. It was about a child with disability that, just ask. Don't look at me and think I'm odd, ask me about what's wrong with me. October 23rd, the day this year so far, we have 100% attendance for students and staff. Everyone is there that day. So we celebrated. They were sure. Fall Festival, November 1st, with preparing volunteers at the extension. Our Fall Festival is instead of Halloween party, they get to wear their costumes, but we have different stations like fall bingo, like musical pumpkin, like musical chairs, where they walk around on pumpkins. Mr. Hannah did pumpkin bowling. He set up toilet paper, stack toilet paper, and then use actual pumpkins to roll and pumpkin bowling. I read stories to them, and there's just, they made a snack with apples and sun butter. So they rotated those stations and about 2 hours to do those. And then we have parent teacher conferences on November 4th. We have some parent attendance on those. And then these are just some pictures. These are grandparents. Those are grandparents reading. This is our little winner. That I don't know who he is, but.
He's my grandson.
Those 2 little girls played first at the regional as well. And then this is some of our cookout days, and we had, as everyone did, the Mount Beer came. And then that's the little thing they made, the snack thing they made. And I raised it to them, and they had a coldness of laundry and craft on it, and they're revolving. And that's much done, but.
Do your monthly math stations concentrate on perceived weaknesses in math, or is it just general?
Yes, that's why we did a lot of the measurement.
Geometry and.
Things.
Okay, thank you.
I was just really impressed with the number of parents you have coming to your open house and your parent teacher conferences. I know in elementary school, we get better attendance at those than the middle school and high schools do, but that's still really impressive to see those numbers like they are. Yeah, it's great. The only question I have for you is dealing with the ALC. Have you had any issues with them using that part of your building, the ALC?
We had a little problem with the restroom, but I think that's taken care of.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's County High School.
Is it over there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good looking.
I'm get my board reports, this is things that aren't in the board reports, and then I've asked if some of our LPM students can come as well. I thought you might enjoy public speaking. This is our LSIC members, and we've had one meeting so far. Our current enrollment is 702. I think we have 40 students slated to start this morning with us. So our performance data this year, if you look at it, the school's mean score was 897, which was just slightly below the state at 900. Our English reading writing score was 460, 1 point above state average. And our math score 428, which was slightly below the state at 132. So we're close. But of course, everyone, including the whole state, can always be better. This is just a graph. I like to compare apples to apples. I know the state looks at 11th grade every year, but that's not the same kids. And educators, you know that different classes are different. Bunch of different kids. So I like to look at their PSAT scores from when they were sophomores to their junior SAT scores. So this is a little bit better graphic than you can see. This is this year's seniors. So when they were sophomores, their English reading writing score was 430. This year on their SAT, last grade was 455. Their math score when they were sophomores was 409. When they took the SAT, it was 430. And overall mean score, they went from 839 to 886. So that group of kids are showing growth. So we'll do the same thing with our current juniors this year. We'll compare the SAT, their PSAT they took the sophomore, and we'll compare this comes with SAT. We are using the PSAT, and we included our 9th grade this year. So by the time they get to be their spring junior year, we'll have some really good data on them for 3 years. We're using IXL, and with that, I'll get to that in a minute. We changed that just a little bit. Math had Alex this year. Math and English still have common planning, have co-lab classes for those that need extra help. Then we have some smaller math and English classes for those students that need additional support. We did away with twice this year, but we're finding that we need that. So we're going to reinstate it twice weekly at the beginning of 7th semester. We did it last week. We're doing it one more time in November and once a week. And then start at 2 days a week, 1 second semester. It's good for additional support. It's good for kids if they go to school and they need to make up something that they have time to do it with some support from them. So we didn't feel that the IXL benchmark tests for us at the high school was totally relevant to where they were. So our English chair and math chair sat down with our tag and Davis and gave her what they wanted to see with state standards and aligning with PSAT and SAT. So they sat down with her to create new benchmarks. So did those last week for the first time, and we'll go and do it again in January, after March for the mid-second semester, and May again. So we feel like that this is more relevant to what we need and where we want them to be for growth and alignment with SAT. What we need is of course, the sewer issues are going to be resolved. We would like to see a safer front entrance to the land trap. Auditorium seating,
They were there last week to measure and look back. I'm a little bit worried about that, wall, be separated. And then our agency, it's a little bit iffy sometimes. If you hold your mouth just right, you're holding it just right, they work fine. But if you get somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, they can get them in a jam. And I think it's that, look at that as well. Our graduation cohort was down this year. Several reasons. We all have a couple of focus kids in there, and they make it the first 2 months, but don't graduate, and that didn't cost us. I fight it every year for those that back there. We've had tree dropouts, which I think is the tail end of the COVID. They were some COVID kids, and then we had some transit kids. So as you can see, that was down. We'll be back up. And I say this every morning too, the two things in life that they are in total control over are their attitude and their effort. And if they have a good attitude and a good effort, you're going to be successful. Now, I brought some of our, this is the third cohort of our LPNs. They're current juniors. They are the ones that are truly doing it the way it's started out. We had 3 seniors that graduated last year. They took their boards of office. They all passed. They are all currently working at the nursing home. I think they're making about $30 an hour right now. 2 of them are going LPN, and I think one's just going to stay for a little while, but it means to do it later. Our current seniors, there are 4 of them, and they are totally on campus at New River now, and they are doing clinicals as well. They've been to the nursing home. They've been out and about giving shots, baths, stuff that nurses do. So they're really getting into the nitty gritty of what they will do. So that's interesting as well. They've been a little bit nervous here and there. They struggled with here and let us know about that. And these girls, I think we currently have 14. They were at the Career Center last year with Ms. Kessler, and I think she's adjusted her curriculum some. And they told me that their anatomy class this year, they know it and they're medical terminology, because last year's kids struggled with it because only one had nurses, the other ones were coming in and applying. But these are our cohort kids, so I'm going to have them come up, introduce themselves, give you a little bit about where they are and what they're doing. Feel free to ask them questions. They're a little nervous.
So my name is Chloe, and I am a current junior at Nicholas County High School, and I am in the LPN program taking dual credit classes. A little bit about our program is we still do have some classes at the high school. We have a English class, which is counted as partial dual credit. And then next semester, we would take civics, which is part of our dual credit. And then the rest of our classes are online. My name is Mike Scott. I'm a current junior in the LPN program for New River. It was definitely a big shift from taking high school classes to now taking part of college classes. We definitely have due dates that we have to set and goals that we have to set for ourselves. We have a bunch of assignments due, but these assignments and nurse teachers are willing to help. Our proctors are very helpful in helping us study. We have definitely learned new study techniques on how to study for all of these exams, as well as getting books for the TEAS test that we'll take in May and April.
My name is Amara Stevenson. I am a junior at Nicholas County High School and I'm also in the LPN program. This program is going to struggle sometimes, but it's a good program. The partners and our teachers are very good with helping us do the assignments, and it is very good for all of you.
My name is Stephen Johnson. I'm also in the LP program, and I feel like it's very helpful if you want to be in the medical field. And I feel like we do have a lot of support and help with you, but you do really have to study and pay attention to your dates and just get help from when you need it.
I'm school and I'm also in cover. I think like a lot of like I've talked to some folks a lot. And it isn't the program, like it's really helped me because I want to go a lot. And it's just because like, do you want to go into this? It's the best route to get because it's like all over the board. Starting to get so that's really good.
This definitely opens a lot of opportunities because I know that some of us want to further our education in the medical field. I know that I want to attend the EA school, and with an LPN degree, I can work throughout college, and it'll definitely help me in pocket. And one of the main things I feel like has really helped us is being at VOTech with Ms. Kessler. We learned quite a bit, and I feel like it was a great opportunity for the kids who do want to succeed in nursing and continue on. I feel like it was kind of like a trial run. So if you liked it, then you continue, but it also gave the students a way of figuring out if they wanted to continue or if they didn't want to. Change their costume, got 2 days, not to study, not to work for away.
Really, you study better.
I feel like having the opportunity in high school to be able to take these college classes gets you ahead for what your life will be like, along with the studying and the constant due dates and assignments and all of the things like that. I feel like it gets you ready and prepared for the real world. We're definitely covering a lot of material. Within the past 13 weeks, we have covered 13 different body systems, especially in medical terminology, as well as in following our anatomy and physiology class. Our medical terminology will end this semester. It's only a semester class, and we'll move on to anatomy and physiology too. We'll learn more about the concepts.
I feel like they really got a taste of college with 5 college classes, 5 different teachers, and all the different due dates.
Different ballgame.
They got the support of the
So there's 14 of them. And see if you girls, you all get together with other people and study it, or
I feel like we definitely do have like our partners and our groups. It definitely helps. I feel like whenever we do separate to study and whatnot, we all do cover things.
I know as of last year where we were all, like, it's the same class as it was last year, other than the graduate students. We've definitely all created a bond, like, we're all really close, and having every class together kind of helps that relationship. But I do know I have some friends in our class that, like, I'll go to their house, we'll study, take time to go over the materials and go over them. And I think that a lot of having your same class as last year and just being close to the
I feel like everybody helps everybody understand. If one of us isn't getting something, we do take hints. I wouldn't say that we never share answers, but we drop hints to help. Because we all gotta learn.
any young men in this program? One?
Yes. Definitely not a lot of men in the nursing field, I can say that.
I was also, thanks you all. Having been on the board, sit through expulsion hearings, it's pretty depressing stuff. It's very refreshing to see the caliber of some of the students that want to learn and do this program. So thank you.
And we're honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more questions?
Good job. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it a lot.
Mrs. Rapp, thank you.
I'll email this to you.
Nicholas County Career and Technical Center.
I think those dual credit classes help a lot too. Yes.
Man, that was good. You got it. So.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's something we can do for the ones that excel. Yeah. They get overlooked too much.
Right, yeah. But we'll probably go on the tour. Thank you, so, yeah. I think this little hell, man, they go all the time. Thank you all do.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Just trying to build anticipation.
They're impressive, those LPN students.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That builds a lot of confidence in them when they do well.
Right, it's not high school. Like, that's not high school.
Big difference.
We haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
That is all about. It's school out.
Yeah. But there's no middle. It's all top. You're in there, everybody's right at the top.
That's 3/3.
You guys, you can do this.
This is gross, I didn't see if I could get it.
Okay.
They know. Forgot to tell the people.
Sorry about that, 3/4 got its phone. I thought when I walked in, I'm like, that's where the camera's being set up.
What's number week?
Yes. My favorites.
Mine too.
Oh, yeah. That's delicious.
I don't need to set. Hey. Take it away from me. Good. Sweet.
I don't know about you all, but I hard times. There's that all the time. It's a few station.
Mhm.
You hear
Yeah, that
echoes.
air conditioning, whatever they fan noise. Yeah.
I can't.
That's why I always said that you're close. Back in the day.
There wasn't much left. Yeah. They wasn't much left. It's like everything else, they have the salvation. Library. On the other third lot.
John Big Guy, and then Big John, Big Guy.
This.
The shelves in the library, so it's one good place.
You got all the building. We're gonna put all this stuff.
Our car.
From the teacher. Yeah.
It's not.
I don't
Thank you.
They come in. I've got all that.
Oh, there. Well, you know, it's the-
Right. But we want to in on the design of it. Right, just what's that? With that in classroom, figured that's all we right now. Everything else, what's wrong? They're saying more part of the study. It's our law. They can take one extra class. I mean, that's the problem. I'm sorry.
You guys haven't noticed, we named our LSIC presentation technical difficulties. So let's just.
Jeremy, let me get the TV. Get the TV.
Yeah, I got the TV.
Turn around. What would you?
Okay, sorry for the minor inconvenience. Like I said, we're just making you excited for it. So my name is Alex Ortiz, and this is, of course, Tom Bayless from the Nicholas County Career Technical Center. Thanks for having us this morning. Over the last decade, we have at the Nicholas County Career Technical Center, we have been on a continual, relentless pursuit of improvement. Okay. And so over the past decade, we've really kind of settled on two key areas that require our focus. One of those areas is, of course, the data, right? That's our objective measurement of where we're at as a school. However, for those of us that have been in the education system for a while, you know that sometimes you can have data that looks fantastic, but sometimes that doesn't always translate to a positive student experience. And so we also try to make an effort to make sure that our school culture, everything about what we do is an inviting place where students are excited to go and learn. And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about those today. Mr. Bayless is going to start with the data because that's a little bit more straightforward and easier to pinpoint. So Mr. Bayless, do you want to kind of talk a little bit about our pseudo report card?
Yeah, sure. If you guys can rewind to last October, in October 23, we got our first indicator report from the state. And this is a new way of accountability that we use for CTE. And it goes through 6 accountability indicators. If you guys can remember, we scored a 91 out of 100 from last October's report. The state says we have to have a minimum of 75 points from all 6 of these categories to meet standards. So last year in October, we scored a 91. Last month, we got this year's indicator report out. I think you guys have seen it, but I'm going to give you guys a copy of it anyway. And we did improve. We scored a 99 out of 100 on this year's accountability report. Well, we did lose a point, Mr. Price. So I don't want to go through all of these indicators because you guys have seen these in the past. Like I said, I'm really proud of our teachers and our students for making those improvements from a 91 to a 99. But I do want to define a few categories so you guys kind of know what you're looking at. For the very first one, where it says participation, that's any student that takes one CTE course. So in high school, think of our 9th graders, our exploratory program. Those students count. And in fact, if we didn't have the exploratory program, we couldn't meet this indicator. Middle school also has a participation indicator. And because of our gateway programs through Project Lead Away is the reason why we can meet that indicator for middle school. Second category is concentrators. That's any student that takes 2 courses in the same program of study. And then the third category I want to talk about are completers. That's just any student that takes 4 courses in the same program and completes the NOPTI assessment. Like I said, I'm really proud that we went from a 91 to a 99. And because of that improvement, we did win the district pinnacle award this year and the school pinnacle award from the state. So now I think guys will talk to us about some different measures of success.
Yeah. So we are really excited about that. You know, as we always talk about, data doesn't tell the whole story, but that is certainly a game that we are playing. And if that's the game we're playing, we want to win. And so we were really excited when we received those pinnacle awards. That's a very difficult thing to do. And we received not 1, but 2 of them based on last year's data. So we are kind of that, not trying to brag, but we're kind of that bright shining star in the state. That's one, you know, a lot of people look to the Nicholas County Career and Technical Center when they're looking for, you know, positive CTE stories. We have plenty to tell. So speaking of that, you know, Mr. Bayless kind of alluded to some of the different things that we're doing that help propel those numbers forward, which is important. But just as importantly, what we've realized is that we have to capture the hearts and minds of students. If we aren't getting them excited about being there, then those numbers don't turn out as great as they are. So it's kind of a win-win, but how do you do that, right? Because now we're talking school culture, school environment. Those things are difficult to put your finger on just because they don't just exist in pure data. And so one of the things that has been hugely helpful has been our freshman exploratory program. If you've been around for a while, you've heard us talk about it. What's really exciting is that as we have presented on this on our 9th grade exploratory program to the state and also nationally, we have, I would say probably 2/3 of the state has copied our 9th grade freshman model and is doing something similar in their district. And so what's so exciting about that, as you all know, that freshman year is pivotal to your later success in high school. And so what we're doing is we're giving students an opportunity to get excited about career and technical education. And then when they come to us as a sophomore, junior, and senior, they kind of know what they want to take, right? They're not just, it's not a shot in the dark. They've had a chance to test drive it. And so what we were going to show you today, which we will pique your interest because what's cool is this actually goes live today. If not, well, so what we were going to share with you today is an awesome success story that doesn't appear anywhere in your data, but it's something exciting about, let's see if you can check the volume here. One last try. So I wanted to share this with you real quickly. Thank you so much for helping us out. So what this is a group that came to us a couple years ago as freshmen, fell in love with career and technical education. They found their spot, right? So they came to us as freshmen and got excited. Then they came as sophomore students. They came back as juniors. And then they came back for that pivotal 3rd year as seniors. They spent their entire high school career at the Career and Technical Center. And one of the things that we were able to do, of course, we don't have time to go through all of them, but one of the things that we really push is our career and technical student organizations. So there's opportunities for students to go above and beyond. And there's none bigger than Skills USA. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically our Super Bowl. This is the big deal, right? So we had a fantastic showing at state and had that group that had been at the Career Center win states and move on to nationals. This was such an important story because this was the 3rd year that they had given a run at it, that the Skills USA organization itself found out about our students and made a little mini documentary about the whole process. So this got national attention and they said, we want to follow those students and see what happens. And so this is that anecdotal story that I can't say it out loud. It doesn't show up in data, but I think you can witness it here. And I think that's why it's worth watching. So check this out.
will please make their way to the holding area.
Here it is, the water park, Federal, Virginia, which was swimming in the water before, but we've been out in the family. I like playing video games. I like to go to church. Well, he's. And are you sure there's even any fish here? You mentioned one like that. That would be something. Electrician team. Working here. That's an electrician. No, we got some customers. No, here. Walking a trail to a long way. Next year, I'm pretty in the cracks. There you go. Thank you. I'll hire me and Jack to help open this board. I feel like should be right a little bit. Right after this, we gotta go. The school practice is probably going to be the last practice before we get to the plan. That's all. We just finished our last day of practice before national. Do you think we're ready? I hope so. Still not very sure. Excited, but also very tired. I barely got any sleep last night. Cliche, but clearly, this is my jam. You got the sound of sawing, the sound of nail guns, the smell of sawdust in the air. This is my home away from home. People around the country are competing in their respective skilled trades. Here at Skills USA National Competition in Atlanta, Georgia. Think of it as the CIF Champions, but with saws and hammers instead of footballs and traction. I wish I knew about this, or even if it existed when I was younger. These guys are competing in a category called team. It's like constructing small houses being built in 48 hours. Oh my, it's over the top competitive. My stress level is through the roof. And you know, these kids are the same way. This is our third year at Nationals, so we're a lot more comfortable this year, but I mean, it's still very nerve-wracking. They have 24 hours to build an eco-friendly tiny home that includes electrical, plumbing, carpentry, masonry, and yeah, a whole hell of a lot of teamwork. So you guys have been working as a team on building a small house, competing with up to 50 other teams. No matter how many times we do it, having to build a fairly complicated structure quickly and correctly in a small space while there's like 50 other teams doing the exact same thing, you have to be better than all of them. It's pretty stressful. Not only are you working with a team on building, a small house, but you're competing. You're literally looking at your neighbor or your competitor, what stage of the house they're at. These young men that competed before at Skills USA, but they never made it to the podium. They're all graduating this year. It's their last chance to win a medal, and the prize is big. We have to go to the meeting room with everyone else and stuff, competing in teamwork. They basically get the blueprints and all the papers that tell us how the mission is going to work, a timeline that we had to make. We had to come up with a presentation, creative explanation, like how we're going to build this, the times that we're going to build this, just getting an estimate on everything. We're going to show our first side how the other concept platforms were really going to be. And we also did like an inventory count on all of our lumber, plumbing, electrical tools. Today's game day. We're gonna get the thing started and get rolling on this project. So when you guys know what you need, how do you get the project in the beginning? You all go planning, or you all go do individual projects? Usually we won't do anything before. And we'll get and work on masonry as soon as we possibly can. We'll bring some bad guys, mark out everything. We're super excited to see how it goes here. And then Jack cuts it all, and then we approve it. Got a couple of we've got about every single one in the entire building. progress, and I'm still ready to throw it away right now.
I feel like we can do it better now than in the past. A lot better, more efficient, we're faster at getting everything assembled. We make less serious mistakes and we fix our mistakes faster. So we've really found that balance of speed and quality.
Everyone has gone off almost exactly as planned, thanks to the team's hard work and collaboration. Let's check in with the team about how the teamwork is really clearly like you were driven to come back because you've experienced that. But what was it like the first time and what is it like now?
We realized how important it was the first year, but we were really just very, very nervous. We were not quite ready for a national competition.
The only thing I've seen is, or that is questionable is the main board on that one for whether or not it was supposed to go on the backside and that little short piece of iron. I looked over the blueprint, like don't find anywhere where it said it would. Once we get back to the hotel, when I get a chance, I'll take a look at the blueprint. All right, doesn't really matter. We can't fix it now anyway, but the 2 feet you put on the Superbs.
Really good retraining, just continuing the pressure, not having a lot of time, having a tight budget, but also knowing that like, let's just say like, maybe you gotta get this done because you got moving in a certain deadline and they switch gears, like, this is your moving day, this is what you're coming in, you gotta be done.
Your brief was really, really good, but then you show up the roll off, and I gotta take the blame for that. You still had to tie that one to the wall. That's on that blueprint, I don't understand that. It just goes back to something new, something you hadn't done before.
It was definitely a huge challenge, but it also really taught us how these work and allowed us to be able to do so good this year.
I think we're solidly in the top 10. Whether we'll go across the podium or not, hard to say.
They're doing really well. Part progress. Looks like they're, as good as anyone out here right now.
All in all, yesterday was really a good day. They got off to a really good start. So proud of them. I feel like the hardest part of the building is making sure that the ball works and also making sure your back doesn't break. Make sure you don't get crushed.
They work really hard and obviously they're hoping to win or make it on the podium.
I feel much better.
Pretty good.
I figured out what this is for. Oh, I see. It's a pencil holder. Now I look like I know I'm good. No, you don't. The thing you like.
Well, you feel like the name of that conference, then you're right. I'm pretty sure.
The hardest part that we've never done is definitely with the rope. These are 2 different legs. The wall has 2 different height. Each section has a different amount of overhang, and they all have a matrix cut, which we didn't realize we had some of them already up. So we had to take all of them down, recut them, and put them back up.
I think we definitely have a real shot at it. Getting the podium.
Amy did their last competition, and they're doing well. Sometimes the blueprint's a little vague. That adds some more challenge to really get us to work together to try and figure it all out.
This is your 2 at the time. What do you hoping to walk away with this time?
Podium finish, at least.
Yeah.
So first place would be really nice.
Impression medal rather than good. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was awful.
They have been here 3 years in a row now, and they've done that with both of their team, their coaches, Mr. Odell, who brought them here every year.
Is there a lot of pressure in the county?
Yeah.
Yeah. Left about I don't know, 3-finger gap there.
It's not hard, it just takes time. I have to think of what everyone's doing at the same time.
Yeah, so now it's joint, you see we're joints over here in the corner, instead of right there above the window.
I gotta run a hotline, use a shower, whatever this is. I gotta run,
If somebody's done with something, they come to me and I tell them what to do next.
and then I gotta run a cold line to here, and then to the toilet.
I check almost everything we do,
I can't tell what that, I'm gonna have to call the ceiling construction.
which often means we're making mistakes.
It's like I did put out a whole line in the door. I'm pretty good. And that's why it's held once.
It's a lot of pressure on me.
It's gonna be a lot closer to the end.
I'm so tired of alcohol, but it's still, that's a lot of pressure and a lot of work.
You'll have about 6 inch of crank on, which is. Then,
A few minutes, you can just call Jack. Jack, please tell me. I was up there. So you're going to Zip West now? Yeah. It's gonna be the hardest thing to do. To get your thing, but I got the hardest part of the way too. I can see that came just as far as we are. It's gonna look terrible. That's how we need to throw page two. Put the best, put it on the best they should give us. Yeah, I gotta do the handrail as well. Yeah, the handrail is small. If we aren't, I will just put part of the handrail up and then maybe break it back in the bathroom.
It all comes down to what team works the best together to complete all those tasks and be on deadline in 48 hours.
So that's your third time here. You guys, I think you've been meeting, I'm guessing.
You're 3 years in a row now.
Well, I really hope we go across that safe. That'd be really cool.
Now that clock's run out, everyone on the board has to stop the build, no matter where they are in the building project. The judges will have to evaluate the work, and the winners will be revealed live on the final day in front of the entire Shankar Marina, where the top 3 teams will be awarded a medal for their performance.
That was the most challenging part, you think?
I figured out what to do with the sheet on the back. We didn't have the base.
Every time we do some work, we go down by our heart attack.
Well, it needs to be perfect.
So who turned you on to let you know that I think you should focus on that, Mr. Odo? He explained what skills was and all that. And for me, at least, I thought, oh, that's pretty fun. Let's try it and see what it's all like. And then our first practice, it was my first time hammering it down. I couldn't do it. None of us could. But after we did it for a while and competed, it just kind of like stuck in my head, like, hey, this is fun. I want to keep doing this. I want to try to be better. And I want to keep building these competitions. See what happens.
You guys feel like you're doing your best working together, or you making yours better?
You're the other definitely, because we make a lot of mistakes. And it's nice having 3 people to get your mistakes before you make them.
West Virginia.
The real stress. I feel trouble. I don't feel like, I don't even know how to explain it. But in 3 years of working, first practice, I couldn't even hammer it down. And now here we got second place in the nation.
This team, I feel like their dream of getting up on the big stage and claiming victory for their state. Not only have they proven to themselves that they can crush the competition, they've laid down their blueprints for a fulfilling and lucrative career path. With a shortage of skilled construction talent and a high demand for homes to be built over the next several decades, these guys can literally write their own ticket. I need someone who's been fortunate enough to have my action going into a lifelong career. I need to be an exciting future.
Gosh, you believe it? No, I never dreamed 3 years ago that we would be in this position. I mean, I can't express how proud of you guys I am. It's been an awesome ride. You know, when you left, I gotta admit, I lost a tear or two when that. But this was great. And then, you know, just getting on the stage, I think that was our goal. Yeah. And to get silver on top of that. I did not expect silver. Let's get back on first with what we were worrying about. And they said, they thought we had to be already back. Yeah, it had been a couple of points, but I don't care. It was awesome job, guys. Like I say, can't say it enough. Proud of you guys. You're like the sons. You really are. It's been an awesome ride.
So, pretty awesome, right? So, that video actually goes live today. We got permission to have a sneak peek preview here. So those are the types of things that we feel like are just as important as our data. We're very proud of that 99 out of 100, but this is the kind of stuff that changes lives. And so, we want to thank you all for listening to that and for your continued support at the Career Center. We want to celebrate those achievements, but Mr. Bayless is the type to celebrate them, but don't rest on your laurels, and let's just keep moving forward. So we have more exciting things in store for you, but that's all we wanted to share today. Do you all have any questions for us?
Do you have any numbers of students that go on into the profession or go on education?
Yeah, they're, well, they're not exactly, it doesn't mean formal numbers.
It's a pretty good number.
Yeah, it's a pretty high percentage. And also that's the other thing I want to mention is we have more students at the Career and Technical Center than we ever have before. And every single one of those students has chosen to be there. So they are doing that of their own accord. And I think it's because of things like this that we do that really give them an above and beyond experience. So.
Will you be able to show this to the schools?
Yeah.
When you recruit?
Yeah, later today, it goes live nationwide. And so, yeah, we can share it on our Facebook and stuff like that. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for listening.
Yeah.
We have Terry Bergman.
And they've been sitting a long time.
People see me get up. Competitions if you get on the stage. Pretty good.
Ready? You can stand. I'll go stand for it to do. Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, so our members were Chair Leslie, and then I'm on here for professional member, girls college executive. She's our Title I/basic children /after school person. And then our purpose members, Jennifer Jones, is a second grade. Hayden Scott is our parent coordinator.
These are some parent members that are on it, and our community members. Sharon Glasshog, Judy Davis, and Carol Marsh, those are our members. To start the year off, I know everyone knows we had a loss of our school. We still have our memory board at Panther Creek, so we were able to take that there. She was just the life of the party. Everyone at the school, they were. Anytime we're kind of, she always like we had painting hair flip. She took her hair around. We still miss her and remember her.
We started the year with members welcoming our students that have been here at the building. This was coordinated by Spirit Miles, family engagement, and our family engagement partner, Haley Scott, that have been parents and members. Mr. Campbell, our fifth grade teacher, encouraged growth on ISL by having students track where they are, way in there. We also have a visitors in the hallway, and the other one's at their room. Having students track their growth, track building experience, and he is currently setting up further charts that's classroom. The students have the opportunity to visit a consultant, which is coordinated with the federal programs. The students were given insight on the writing process about the book that was published. There was also a professional development at the school for teachers. I actually went to that, it was really great. It was about using read aloud to enhance their vocabulary to comprehension, and for them to give us a read aloud kit. Because of both saying children, which is K-5, they actually gave us a set free grade. Have a more permanent situation.
Is the microphone on? Do you have a microphone? It's hard to hear. Well, there's an echo and then there's a fan. Oh, yeah. Better when you turn it on.
We definitely didn't expect this many. When they came, we were kind of shocked. We hope to incorporate, some reading or math resources for the grandparents, since a lot of them are raising, their grandchildren. So we hope to be able to do that next year to add, some resources for them at home. We had a pumpkin decorating contest sponsored by Laurel Creek Farmers. Laurel Creek is a community sponsor for us. Sharon does a lot of things for our school. They're actively engaged in encouraging a well-rounded school, and they've still reached out to us as we see. It's great. So they've still stepped in and helped with different things.
The third half of our school-wide literature year, we had several students participate at the school level and like a new result to be on. Our regional literature fair, Mr. Calder's fifth grade class participated and they placed first at regionals. Here, we're had a chance to go to the Place to Go. It was sponsored by a federal program. The students had the opportunity to go to the armory and visit one of these STEM activities that was set up for them to explore. Students enjoyed having a lot of hands-on experience and learning about science and math all at the same time.
I'm sorry, where did that take place?
That's at the armory in Summersville.
Oh, Somersville, okay.
Every student.
They got to do hands-on science and activities.
They really enjoyed it. Steve even came and played with it stuff too.
Our students took a trip to the exhibition coal mine. Third, fourth, fifth. We actually had a donation from I won't say local, he's like County Boat area. Anonymously donated so they could go, he wanted them to kind of experience and learn about the trade. I feel like, it's been a kind of a negative view of it for multiple reasons. So he did donate and paid for the whole trip for these kids so they could go, experience some things. So we're very, very thankful for that donation. The students attended several exhibits that talk about Western history and heritage of our community. They enjoy all of the activities from holding snakes to installing walls. Their last lesson was great, and he actually brought a wall home with him to show everyone. Right, so they all got to that.
So our children, we recognize the student every month. Each month, CHALK stands for Can Do, Helpful, On Task, Right. Students have to fulfill all of these to be selected for the month. We displayed these in the hallway for the month. We did that at Cherry River, but now these are displayed in the cafeteria beside Panther Creek students.
So every month I recognize students who have 95% or above attendance. Every week I had to hang up a chair where I haven't found a place to hang this yet, but I hope I can. Because students really enjoyed it, more fun to see which class was first, second, third. They had a little trophy they passed around. But every month they get brag tags, and it says attendance. It has like these little emoji faces, and they collect them on this little keychain on their backpack. So they're really excited about this little keychain. So 95% or above is what we're recognizing for that. We just did get that report from Mike Williams, and I was shocked. Last year, our attendance at this time was 90.3%. This year, at this time, it's 94.6%. So it has increased a lot. And like when I talk to parents, I think being like, well, it's excused, but they're still going to be chronically absent. So I think getting them to understand that it's just an absence, regardless if it's excused or not, has made a huge difference in kind of changing the way they're thinking about missing school. Oh, but those are students that were 100% were September. That was September's. We took October's. We're still doing that at Panther Creek, so we were able to continue that.
This is Liaison After School. This was sponsored by the West Virginia Statewide After School Network. And this was to celebrate after school, it's held annually in October. Our family engagement activity. We were one of 17 schools that were awarded a mini grant in the amount of $400 to pay for the supplies. And this is just a fun night for our after school kids to bring up, the regular overnights and to let the community know that after school is needed in our school system.
So West Virginia Mountaineer was previously a Tree River student, great connection because he talked to all the children about what he does with having mountain bike. He told the children that he had recently traveled to Arizona with the football team. He wrote a note to the children that took pictures of all those 9 kilometers. And I just want to tell you how awesome he did with our kids. This will wear it here. He is basically nonverbal, and Brayden just got down to his level. He just cracked up on his lap, all excited. So he just did awesome with our kids. They really enjoyed it. We are talking about our ISL posters. Mr. Caulfield at Tree River, he had a wall
where each kid had a number and they would be able to clip their number where they were and go out and move it as they go. He hasn't been able to put it up yet, but we did start this to get our hands approved. Every time a kid grew 10 points in ELA or math, they color in a square. And it's kind of done as a competition per grade or to get a prize or extra reset or something like that. First grade is our highest scoring class and it shows, and then third grade is next. So they enjoy doing this. It's out in the cafeteria too, so they all get to see it. And they look at it daily. I hear comments as they go by like, look, we're almost done. So they get excited about that, having a visual to see where they are. And I don't know if this has ever been explained, but this dark green is above grade level, and this green is on level. Yellow is below, and then the red is what they're considering like far below. If there's any gray in the end, that means they have some kids that aren't pinpointed. We have a few that don't do items or alternate assessment things, but they're still in the class. So, and like here, I mean, that's our first grade. Like I said, in third grade, it's like first and third, are our highest scoring classes at this time. We've kind of regrouped to a small group. Tony Nichols was going to do a PL day with us, but since we moved, he's going to reschedule and do a full small group training to where teachers can adjust their small group without having to have interventionists and other people. We just don't have those resources. So he's going to come and train them on that. Leslie's gone in classrooms. We've sent some teachers to different places to observe. Susan Barrett is our math coach, and she is wonderful. She also goes and helps in small groups. So she's there 3 days a week to help with that.
Yeah. It may be small groups, but we had growth, every month, so.
Yeah, like first grade year has grown 26 points. And grade 2 has grown 6. So they're all growing. So we're not seeing any backslide. And I was kind of surprised we didn't see a lot of being out for that week.
Yeah, this was pulled after.
Yeah, it was pulled after the move. So even though they were out for a week, you know, at their practice, they still showed growth. So we're very happy about that.
What's the date? What's the date of that data? The last week?
Or the 3 persons there signing family members up that hadn't seen before, so that was good to get in touch with some of those little ones. Susan had a math and manipulative station set up. We had over 100 kids come through, so we had that as ready. You guys have any questions?
Your attendance data, that was 96.4. I'll just transpose a couple numbers maybe. That's okay, but was that, has that changed since you have moved to Panther?
So the week, I pulled the week we moved back and it was at like 90. The week we initially moved into Panther Creek. And I think some of that was we had a lot of bus issues. We went from, 20 or more kids get dropped off to 2. So our buses, there was a lot of bus changes in the morning. Some kids got missed, some stops were new stops. So that first week that happened, plus the move. Some people had lots of questions and came in and talked before they sent their kids the next week. So that first week back was not the greatest, but it's improved. So I think they were at like 93 point something last week. So.
No more problems with transportation. We'd hire you.
I don't think so. I don't know, so.
How are things going over there?
It's, cramped and a little, it's different from what they're used to, so, timing and scheduling, we have found is very important, because if you're 5 minutes early or late to your bathroom break, there's like 60 kids, so, it's been an adjustment, but I think things are going well. I haven't really seen a whole change in behaviors or academics since the move, so I think it's going well.
Well, our hope is that when we move you back, it'll be into your part of the building.
How's that looking?
We just got the building cleaned out last Friday. We're supposed to turn it over to the contractors actually today. So then they're already on the wing where the old office used to be down that wing. You can see them in there already starting to work. So, we're hoping that the subcontractor should get back in that building quicker than they had planned on and get this building finished for us. But the mercy of them.
They worked yesterday.
What is it?
They worked yesterday too.
Okay.
So like a beehive over there.
Like 40 cars sitting down there this morning. Hey, the butt.
Well, I didn't know work yesterday. I drove through there with my son. He's like, why are people here? I'm like, we love people here. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, so our next regular scheduled meeting is next Monday.
18th.
18th at 4 o'clock at the board office. And so do we have a motion for adjournment?
Make that motion.
Mr. Berry makes a motion to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Green. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. At 10:39.
4 o'clock. 4
Yes.
o'clock.